Hello, welcome to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. I'm your host, Nikki C, all the way from Philadelphia, PA. And guess what, guys? Today we have hit our 100th episode. So this is a super special episode, and I can't wait for you to meet our guests. But before that, let's talk a little bit about updates about BALM Global. We have just closed out about a week and a half ago our Empower to Inspire official business launch and networking event. I'm super excited about that. But we are going on tour 2024. Please connect with us on our free Facebook page if you want to be a part of that. That is Empower to Inspire Community. Again, you can find that on Facebook, where you're going to get weekly updates and valuable, tangible tools on growing your business, becoming a better professional in every area of your life. So super excited. So this episode, we are going to bring on a very special woman, friend, sister that has been part of my life for a very long time. And I couldn't have done half of the stuff I've done within the last year without her advice, without her love, without her friendship. She has been just a crucial part of my life for the past 36 years. And I'm gonna let her introduce herself a bit, but it has been a phenomenal time just having this growth within the last, almost 3 decades, almost 4 decades of my life, actually. Without further ado, she is none other than my best friend, my virtual assistant for BALM Global, my, again, sister, everything to me. That is Sandra Martinez. We're going to add her to the stream. Hello, friends. How are you?
Hi, how are you? You almost made me get emotional so early.
Don't get emotional. That's what we
No,
do
no,
here.
no.
We cry sometimes. Well, at least I do. I am the more emotional friend. She's the more powerhouse. That's just like, come on, girl, let's do it type of stuff. It's so. Oh, I'm just speechless when it comes to what we have been through for the past lifetime. And I am so happy to have you on here to be the
Yeah,
100th
but this past year
episode.
has been phenomenal.
It has been super phenomenal. So tell us a little bit about you, how you know me, and how we got started.
Ah, oh wow. Well, I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, my whole life. My background is Puerto Rican. I am a mom of two. My son's 30, my daughter's 27. And how did we meet? We met through your dad and my mom. They were friends originally. And then he got together with your mom. And shortly after that, we met you, or we met each other, and you were 5. And I guess the rest is history, right? So we've been
Yeah,
friends
the rest.
for 36 plus years. And you were 5 when we met. And yeah, you've been stuck on my knee ever since, like a little girl.
Yes, I have. Oh my goodness, we have been through the tough times. We have been through the triumphs. We have been through it all. And how has the journey been with us as just our friendship? Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, our journey has been taking us, well, first of all, we've been through different kind of journeys. So if we want to talk about all of them, we will never be able to get done with this today. We'll leave that for our future podcast, right? But we've been through quite a bit together. Obviously, with me being a teen mom and you being so young, me trying to teach you the ropes of not trying to follow my lead, um, and with you becoming a mom, that was another. Now moving forward to now with BALM, Ladies of Leadership. Never once did I thought that we would end up working together. But that was, that was in the, I guess, in the stars, and they lined up well. So now we're working on this journey together.
Yes, 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 yes. And I know that when I first got into like the multi-level marketing through the travel club, I know you were there, of course, you were there for everything, but you were there in my journey when I decided to join this space, and that was an affiliate program, and I did want you to join it there. How was your feelings about that, and being that person that's just on calls all the time and just doing stuff, and turning me down for that journey?
Um, I guess because we have different views, and I don't know. It's just that you're always on that goal type of thing, and I'm the one with wait. We got to look at the situation. We got to look at the bigger picture here, and you know that in itself is like, whoa. It wasn't that I didn't want to. It was never about that I didn't have faith in you or I didn't believe in you. I just felt like maybe it was just wasn't for me, because obviously I would applaud and I would tell you to go get them anytime you have a vision, a dream, or even something that you know that could potentially fail on you later on. But if it's something that you want to try, and if then I'm always for it. I'm just the one that's behind the scenes type of thing, behind the scenes. Don't put me up there. That's not for me. I'm learning now that, maybe it could be for me, but I'm still in the baby step process. Work with me through baby steps. You're the one that, and I applaud you. Yes, go for it. Do it. Not for me. Just tell me what you need me to do behind the scenes, and I'll hook you up. And that's
Yeah,
the
so
difference
we'll talk
between you and
about.
I.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And we'll talk about some behind the scenes shenanigans that you were up to with, some other people. But before we get into that, let's talk about how this collaboration came to be. Because again, you're always wanting to be behind the scenes, but you have been seeing me on my journey. I mean, you have been up with me late nights while I'm working, while I'm posting, while I'm and you've also have given me like opinions and tips, and I'm always checking in like, hey, how should I do this? What's my next step? And that was behind the scenes. But what happened on one conversation, and what was your vision for it, and how did we make it happen?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank God that I can keep up with you so far. That's first and foremost. But it was one of our many conversations that we were having. It wasn't about, I didn't even think that I would be a part of what you do to this extreme either. So my vision was, let me see what I can do to get some workload off of you, because you were just starting off the the vision of your event, and you were just barely starting to work on that. And one day we were just having a conversation, and I've said it other times before, but this is exactly how I saw it. Was you sitting under a palm tree instead of enjoying your vacation? You would be stuck into some kind of work form, whether it was your tablet, your phone, or even pen and paper. I still use pen and paper today. And that's not what I wanted for you. That's not what I wanted to see you be at once you've made it big and you've made Bomb Global global. I wanted you to say, I want to see you where you have achieved everything that you accomplished with your Bomb Global, and then enjoy the fruits of your labor, not having you still connected. So I was like, what can I do to help this girl? So I started asking you questions. How can we do this? Can you do that? And da da da. And you were the one that's like, well, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to ask? You want to become my virtual assistant? I was like, okay. If that's what it is, then what is that? Being your personal secretary? And you're like, yeah, sort of, kind of. Not knowing exactly what the job consisted of. And and then you could say that the rest was history. You were like, oh well, if this is what you want to do, if you this is what you're telling me, I can make it happen. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, again, one of her shenanigans that I don't know what's gonna lead to. And then from there, next you know, come February 1st, I think, or the end of February, something like that, you're like, it's go time. And I was like, all right. And from there, it was all about the event. I got reintroduced with Ladies of Leadership more. Um, and yes, I'm still nervous about putting myself out there, but I feel more comfortable now after working with you up to this point now, and being able to let myself go a little bit. I know it's still hard. Like I said, it's baby steps. I'm a work in process, but I do feel like I've been able to let some walls down.
Yeah,
So
I totally agree. So let me just pinpoint a few things that you said. And so I have always, in my heart said, she has worked in corporate America. She was at her company for 11 years. She has a lot of talents, with things that she can do on the back, the back end stuff that, like emails and spreadsheets and things that I have to keep a track of. But I never presented, anything. I just know her skills and I know her work ethic, right? But again, because
so are you trying to
go.
say that you knew this was going to happen eventually? You just didn't tell me?
I didn't tell you. I actually manifested it. So,
Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay.
That is what I do, and we're gonna, show it here live. Um, yeah, so I did manifest it. I knew what you were, and I've always told you, like, let's work together. We can do this, and that's why I bring up the whole travel club. Um, so that's where it actually started. So it even before building a leadership mindset became a thing. So it was even back then. But just going back to that, and the conversation was exactly like this. I think I was chilling on my porch. We were on Messenger because that's usually how we communicate. And she's like, "Hey, can you have employees that are not in Philly?" And the light bulb went out, and I was like, "Are you trying to tell me something?" So let me tell you that it was go time from like that conversation. It was like no holds bar. I'm like, she has opened the door. Let's make this happen however I could do it. And then I was like, okay, well, let's put a team together, because I just, I do a
What did
lot.
I
So I
say?
know.
Oh my God, what did I
You said,
say?
oh my God, I
I created a
created a
monster.
monster. Yeah, she said that about me, but let me tell you that she created her own monster because, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as the show progresses. But the next day, I was like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. This is what I have in mind. These are the people that we're gonna add to the team. We started building out like emails. We started building out group messengers so we can make sure we stay connected, and our start date was February 27th, which then I had just connected with Ryan Batchelor, who was doing the Working Genius, which was perfect for us because we had set up a meeting to see how we collaborate together. So we did an assessment, we went through that process. So now we know where our strengths and our weaknesses are. And it was just a go. And let me tell you that when she got started, I was like, okay, we need to get you a laptop. We need to get you all this equipment. We need to make sure that you're ready, that you're comfortable. Because a lot of the stuff I do is obviously online. And since we're not together, we started making that happen. So then, fast forward, when she got her equipment, she was ready to go. It was just like lights out. Like, I didn't have to tell her what to do, when to do it. Like, she just took it upon herself, started grabbing people's information, kind of putting things in order. And I was like just so impressed because I knew that this was a long time coming and I knew this is exactly what I needed. So how did you feel about that once we got started? Like, what were your emotions as we were, setting up the process, going through those things and really putting things together? What were kind of, you like, what were your emotions and how did you feel?
Well, first of all, before getting the laptop and getting all my equipment, I felt like my phone was about to blow up once she started giving me access to everything. I was like, what is this woman doing? Like, what is this for? I don't know what to do. But then obviously life became easier once I got my equipment and obviously, you could work better. I think that I was okay until like it was nonchalant, just as regular work until I got more acquainted with ladies of leadership. Once I got more acquainted with ladies of leadership, and then your events started becoming, as we started getting more closer to your event and getting the agenda ready and everything and your speakers and all that, obviously that's when I started thinking about your award, which I'm sure we'll talk about that. Um, and then with that, that helped me get more comfortable with reaching out to, the ladies that I wanted to, obviously I want everybody to participate with and all that. So that's where my emotions started going, crazy because I was like, wow, I was in belief with everything that was going on. Um, and then obviously with getting my connections personally with working behind the scenes for your award, that helped me even more in my confidence. So not only was I excited with what was going on your for your event, excited with getting your award, excited with getting the one-on-ones with the ladies when I had to speak to them one-on-one. So as all that was happening behind the scenes, every time we would do a ladies of leadership Zoom, I would feel more comfortable. I don't know if you noticed, but it was because I was working, with them behind the scenes. So my confidence was just, on a very high level. So that's where my
Yeah.
emotions came in, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed because I didn't know you were working behind the scenes. I just know we had some questions going around that was like really odd to me, but we're gonna
They
get to
weren't
that in just a
questions.
minute.
They were interviews. Let's get the story straight. They
well,
weren't questions.
well, I didn't know
I
what
was
it was.
interviewing you.
Well, I'm usually the interviewer. So we're going to
Mhm.
take a break and listen to our sponsor, and we're going to come back and dive a little bit deeper on everything else that happened to date. So give us 1 second. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here with my bestie, my best friend for 36 plus years, my virtual assistant for BALM Global. And has been my left hand girl. I just absolutely love her. So, we are going on this journey of how this all started for us for the BALM Global team. And before we continue, it has been just awesome. I just want to say it has been awesome. But let's talk about now you're with Bomb Global, you're seeing my schedule, you're seeing things that are happening, the people that I'm connected to, and now you're actually I very intentionally made sure that you're part of some of the virtual events that I'm a part of, some of the meetings that I'm a part of. And how has it been meeting people on this caliber that I am associated with for you?
Well, your event is my very first event ever, so I'm gonna always refer back to your event. Um,
But we have to backtrack. We
mm,
have to, because you met these people online first.
okay, yeah,
So,
through virtual, but and I'm talking about live in person, where we're able to give hugs to each other and say finally met you, physically meet you. Um, yes, I did find, I did meet a few of them through the Zoom calls, and but seeing them live at your event. I've said it before. It was like I was starstruck. I was starstruck when I met Jose. Oh my goodness. That man pulled me to the side and I was like, what am I gonna tell him? I probably wanted to tell him 1,001 things, but I was just like, yes, Nikki's event. Yes, it's wonderful. Raul, Jessica, Marilyn, Emilio, like these are the people that that I socialize with through Zoom and obviously through your stories. Like I know them a lot more too through the stories that you share with me. So it's like I know them. I knew them before even meeting them on Zoom and then even before meeting them physically, So it was like very starstruck for me. To me, all of them that was in the room, your speakers, are all stars to me. Those are my A-listers. If you want to call me whatever you want to call me, but that's just my opinion.
Yes,
um,
awesome.
yeah. So yeah, it was just amazing to be able to connect with them. I'm still scared to throw myself out there, but by meeting them and having the conversation that I had, whether it was just about, oh my God, it's just great to meet you and give you a hug, it still gives me the more confidence to be able to connect more. I don't know how often, I don't know if I want to participate, but I love to hear the stories. I love to hear them speak because obviously you learn from them. So even though and you get something from them, and even though I might not be the first one raising my hand, asking questions or saying, I want to participate, I am one of the ones that is listening to them, is listening to their message, hearing their stories, and actually applauding them for being vulnerable because I can't. I'm trying, but I can't right now. This right now
Yes,
is being
yes, yes.
vulnerable.
Yes, and I love it. And I see we are like total polar opposites, and I think that's why our friendship has um lasted so long because we don't agree on anything. And of course, as my bestie, she had to put the shirt that she has on, which sports teams are our number one things that we share. We've watched games together far away. Like we're like thousands of miles away. And I don't know exactly. I know we checked it at once upon a time. But we basically share concerts together. We share our vacations together. Even her being in Chicago, me being in Philly, there's not a moment that we do not share. And our significant others think that we're crazy, but they will never understand us. Like we could literally be like me in my chair just working, her right there in her chair working, because that's we're at actually our working stations, right? And we can be here and like be in total silence but know exactly what we're doing. And if we have a question, we're right there. We're available for each other. That's why this journey has been like perfect. I don't think I can ever get another virtual assistant that can, understand how we work and get it done to the max and to the level that we get it done. But yeah, so before we continue, I kind of want to add a little bit of humor here because, again, she's a Cubs fan, and we're both from Chicago. She's a Cubs fan, but I'm gonna rock my White
I ain't
Sox.
putting it on, but I just want to let you know that it's right next to me.
So of course she gave it to me as a gift. I think the only Chicago sports team that we agree on is the Chicago Bulls. Oh my God. Let's talk a little bit about those days. Tell us what days the Bulls, when they won their championship, what does it surround us in the Chicago area? There's two holidays that we usually celebrate with it.
Um, well, it's actually three because of the year, because obviously the playoffs are in June. So you're also for here in Chicago, the Puerto Rican festival, we take the whole month of June. So we celebrate Puerto Rican Pride the whole month of June. So that's two things with them winning the championship in June, same month. So we were, depending on what day of which year they won, they would actually either win a day before, the same day, or the day after the Puerto Rican parade, but it also falls on number three, which is Father's Day. So depending on when they won, you were celebrating them winning our Puerto Rican parade and Father's Day. So it was always something to celebrate when they were winning. So it wasn't only just them itself, but it was always epic too because we always had one to choose from. We'll have to go back and see which year they won where it was nothing, where it was just like their day only. I'm sure out of 6 rings there had to have been maybe one or two that it was just their day.
Not at all.
But we,
Not at all.
yeah.
Not at all. It was
You don't think
always
so?
seller.
Okay, you
No,
can take
I
it off.
don't.
I put mine away. You can take it off.
Why? Well, you still have your shirt, so I'm gonna keep it on. How about that? You don't
All
like
right,
it?
let's move forward. Next question, please.
I love you. See, this is what we go through, and I absolutely love it. So I'll take it off because my hair looks cute today. It actually made my curls a little bit better.
Okay, you look better.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. um, so yeah, so those are just, just a little glimpse of how we roll and how genuine this friendship has been for so long. And to bring it into the workspace, it's even easier. A lot of people say like, don't mix family and friends with business and stuff like that. I have been the fortunate one to be blessed to the max because again, I couldn't have done half of this without her. Maybe I could have. It probably would have took longer, but let me tell you, she works really hard. Sometimes I have to kind of tell her like, "Hey, this is the lady boss talking. You need to get off your computer, go to bed, take a rest. Like you're good. I got what I need for today." And tell me why that is. What is it that really keeps you going with what we have been doing?
To make sure that first of all, to make sure that my job is up to par. I don't want you to come back to me talking about where's this at, where's that at, why haven't you started? No, I'm kidding. It's just me. That's just how I am. If I know, especially if I am in my zone in the moment, and you ask for something, and I say, "Hey, I can knock it down," especially when it comes to again dealing with your event. There was a lot of email. There's a lot of behind the scenes that had to get you where you were, to get your event to where it was. And that's my job to make sure that all that is up to par, because if the stuff behind the scenes is not up to par, how are you gonna proceed to the next step? So it's always where, okay, since I'm the one that has to make sure that everything is ready and sent, or whatever it is that my task is at the moment, I have to be ready. And that's part of what a virtual assistant does. Like, you have to be able to rely on me for anything at a drop of a dime. Hey, you know what? This just came out. I have 20 emails to send out. They're here. Send them out. Okay, boom. Because how are you going to be able to, again, move on to your next step if that particular job that's my responsibility is not done? So once I'm in my zone and you give me the material that I need to do to accomplish my job, I'm done. I'm good to go. So if it takes me all day to do it, and if I'm not doing nothing, hey, that was the whole purpose of me actually. I think that's part of the reason why I am the way I am, is because I stood without working for a long period of time too. So, and I'm closing my eyes, and I know that you told me, but we'll have to deal with that later. But I stood without work for a while, so I was really finding myself not doing nothing. So to be able to get back, to get my feet wet back, it was like, okay, I did forget. I'm a little rusty, but I really didn't forget it. Wow, this feels good, and I can work from home. Hold on, wait a second. This is really gonna work for me. So
Yeah, that has been definitely a, I wouldn't say a 360 because I think we were already there. I would say about a 180, as far as being able to make this flow as easy as possible. And you've made that happen. So I want to give you your flowers because sometimes she has to keep me on check like, hey, you have an email from this, you got to do this. And did you do this already? Did you close out these accounts and yada yada? And I'm like, oh wait, I didn't do it. Okay, and these are things that maybe I can only do. So I get them
mhm.
done. So she is, my brain that has to remind me of stuff, and it was just so easy because even when we were riding in the car, we would switch friend mode, boss mode, or work mode, right?
Mhm.
And to be able to plug all those things in, it has just been an absolute blessing. So I just want to thank you. You have been doing phenomenal, and this is just the beginning. But we're gonna gear to really quick to ladies of leadership, and I have
Before
to
you
show
continue, I
off.
also want to make I also want to make it a very key point that while we were manifesting this, as you say, I also wanted to make it very clear that our friendship will always be first and foremost. So for anyone that's trying to do what we're doing and you want to add a friend to your list and a close friend has the way me and Nikki are, always make sure that you keep in mind that your friendship comes first and foremost before anything. And the minute, and I told, we spoke, the minute that we see a shift in our friendship, that's it.
Yeah.
My friendship with you is 1,000% more important than your assistant. And if ever came to a point where I can't be your assistant, okay, that's fine. But we will never stop being friends. Because not,
Yeah.
just wanted to tell you.
Yeah. That's not, thank you. That's never going to happen. And I think you're doing like an
No.
amazing job. But yeah, that's great to point out for people that, are, doing business together with partnerships. But I kind of just want to show off my lady friend. Can I show her off? She's absolutely
She's
beautiful.
yours.
And she is amazing. Let me tell you that when I was hijacked during my Ladies of Leadership section to kind of share about what we had going on. Uh, and let me tell you, you have jumped leaps and bounds from, I mean, just knowing you because I know you and I know that we talk like a lot, that you really have no shame in that. But in the public eye, that's where you think you have you think you have a scarcity for speaking, but you are breaking those walls. And I know our ladies of leadership are proud of you because, they have seen your growth. I have seen your growth. So when you took the stage and you presented me with this beautiful award in front of the ladies, it was just like, oh my God, like the leadership that I said that I was, that I am, that I'm going to continue to become was just the confirmation at that moment, knowing that there are some women in our group that were very reserved at the very beginning and now have just exploded on just what they're doing and how they're doing it and being really centered in their purpose or even still finding it but still breaking down those barriers. So I just want to say thank you. And you can let us know a little bit about the shenanigans behind that you had everybody conspiring. And I've heard chitter chatter here and there. But you know what? I wasn't going to ask any questions. And I think when I did Veronica's interview, what I told her was, I had no expectations on receiving anything. My mission, and of course, my mission was just to make sure that even if one person came, or even if one person's life was changed during this event, that's all that mattered to me. So let us know a little bit about your insight of everything that happened for that section.
Oh, let me see. How did it start? Originally, it started with me trying to present something personal, but I wasn't trying to make it personal myself. So, see if I can make you, if I can explain it a little bit better. I was thinking of flowers, um, and I was thinking of something else I can't remember at the moment, but I was thinking like a bouquet of flowers, but like the forever flowers that we could have presented you with. But then everything that I was kind of looking at, it kept on referring back as just me personally. So as I started getting comfortable with ladies of leadership, which was immediately, I was like, wait a minute, how can I get the ladies of leadership on board so we can make it not a me thing, but a everybody thing. So with that, I went to Veronica first. And I told Veronica, I'm like, listen, I'm like, I need to run something by you. And she was like, what? And I was like, I need to see if we can, like, what do you think about presenting Nikki a Ladies of Leadership Award and yada, yada, yada. And she was like, I love it. I love the idea. I'm like, great. You go look for the trophy then while I figure out the rest of the stuff. And I told her, I don't know a lot of the ladies personally. Addie does. So let me get Addie on board. See if Addie can reach out to some of the ladies so we can get this ball rolling. And then that's when the interview started with you. And then, I asked you some questions. I won't, let everybody know what the questions were, but I got my answers. And I just started continuing from there. I spoke to Marilyn. I got Marilyn on board. I was like, listen, this is what we're thinking of doing. I'm like, but because you're the author, you're good with words, you figure out what to put on her award. Boom, that's your job. So and then I was like, wait a minute. Now I got this going. Now that means I'm gonna have to speak. Great. What did I put myself into?
Oh, wow. I think we lost her. Hopefully, she did not. It was just getting good. I'll have her come back on. Whew, it was an emotional day. It was just amazing. There she goes. You're back. We got you.
Okay. Okay. Um,
So you got to speak now.
so yes, I have to speak now, which was easy because I had already started throwing stuff on paper. Um, so, but the one thing that also helped me out was that I started jotting down everything from your interviews to the questions to everything. Why one of the questions that I asked was why is it that after every podcast you say make it count? I brought that up to Marilyn. Marilyn's like, I had no idea that she said that. I'm like, she says it. So now we need to know why. She goes, go find out why. Found out why. So it was all those bits and pieces that I was writing down. And so being able to write my words down was, pretty easy. Chat GPT came and got involved, and Marilyn's like, do the class, see what you can get out Chat GPT. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's not going to come out. So I stood working on your speech all the way to the last minute only because I wanted to make sure that I pinpointed the details of you being a leader because that was the key word out of my whole speech. You got to go back and read it. Leadership. Because I was always hearing you say in interviews, in Zooms, regular conversations that you were not a leader yet. But of course, I beg to differ. No, you are a leader. This is why you're a leader. So that's where the concept of my words started, evolving even more. And at the end, I ended up telling Marilyn, this is what I came up with. You give me your opinion, give me your advice. Again, like, help me edit, right? So she read it. She's like, you did the work for me. She goes, I don't have to, all I have to say is just two words. Your speech is perfect. Just seal it and done. Okay. So that was, never hard. And then, of course, I was telling her, I'm so scared. I'm going to get on stage. So her, Addie, Veronica, they were all like, you got this, you got this. I even did a speaking session with Veronica where she timed me, and I messed up, of course, a few times, and she was like, "Oh, girl, you're still under 2 minutes." I'm like, "Thank you. At least I don't have to hijack her event so long, because she's like, "Ugh," like time was like very valuable in your event, so I didn't want to, overdo it. But it was the ladies that helped me. Obviously there was a few hiccups here and there where, at one point, the original design of the award didn't. And thank God for Veronica noticing that she was like, this award looks like it sounds like it's gonna be like a paperweight. I'm like, I don't want to give her a paperweight. Let's go back to the drawing board. And we found the woman, and everybody loved the woman. And even Addie was like, I love her toe pick in the back, and so on. And so it speaks for everything that you believe in. A woman, a powerful woman, holding the globe in her hand. So it was like, all right, it's a goal. This is it. And so, with Marilyn saying, with everything that she does, she doesn't need to be. It doesn't have to be engraved um, where she's, we say she is a leader. Her word says it itself. Make it count. So we went that route, and the rest was history. With that, I mean,
Yeah, I
if
love
she's a
her.
beautiful
She
woman.
is. She is. I look at her every day, and I usually have her on my mantle. But I was interviewing Veronica earlier, and I bring it up. I felt like I won an Oscar, and I just felt like the hard work for the last 20 years, just talking about it.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm gonna get emotional. Why?
No, don't get emotional. Let's not do this
Just
now.
I know. Just talking about
Mhm.
my mission and everything I was going to do. And you've heard those long conversations that we had, like, this is vision. This is what I want to do. And to see it actually come to fruition and be recognized for it. And again, I was not looking for any recognition, but to know that I have impacted lives, and which is my word for the year, which is impact, right? And
Hmm.
it just shows that when you are consistent and when you stay true to your purpose and you continue to just strive for everything, it's gonna come back to you tenfold. And just thank you. It was a beautiful award, a beautiful speech. I know you were nervous. It kind of took us back to your maid of honor speech for my wedding, which was also beautiful as well. The videos are coming soon, so I can't really wait to watch it, because my vantage point was obviously me holding your hand, looking at you, but I kind of want to see the full picture with all these powerful women, and not every one of them could have made it, to the room, but you guys are still in our hearts and in our spirits, and we're absolutely can't wait so we can all get in the room together and just do some amazing things. And I have to take out my tears from my eyes. uh,
Yeah, I gotta give
um,
a special shout out to the DJ too, because when we did our private interview, he was like, and I was going over everything with him. He was like, "All right, well, we have a problem. What's the problem? She doesn't want to use my microphone. Why not?" She's like, she wants to use the ones at the event. He's like, "We got to convince her to use mine, so that when I cut, I'm the one that I'll be able to cut off the mic from her." I was like, "Dang it! Oh man, thank God that the speakers, I mean the microphones at the event were not working for you." So when I noticed that you had changed it, I ran to the DJ. I'm like, "Did she change?" He's like, "Yes." He goes, "Now I can cut her off." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus," because I didn't know how we were
did
gonna
he
get you off the mic.
did he cut me off? Did he
He
cut me
cut you,
off?
yeah. That's why you were
I
like,
didn't even realize it.
wait till the video comes out.
Oh,
I
I
looked
can't
at him
wait to
like,
see
yes.
it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so he knew what was going on, and when as I was cutting him, and that's when he's like, "Yeah, we have a problem. She doesn't want to use my mic." He goes, "But if you can get her to," he goes, "I'll make sure to cut off her mic when ready." I'm like, "Oh man, okay." So thank God for him. Thank God that the other mics from the event space did not work for you well, because I don't know how I would have got. I was probably gonna have to go like this. Give me for a minute, something like
it
that, because
all
I
worked.
wasn't sure. Hmm.
Yeah, it all worked out. It was beautiful. We are about a week and a half after. What are your emotions now moving forward, now that we're going on tour for 2024? The journey, just let us know, like, what are your expectations? How do you feel? And what are some of your goals?
I'm excited. I don't have any expectations right now. I just want to see where it goes. I just want to go through the journey with you. I want to expand meeting other great people. I want to do I mean there's a lot of places that I've never gone to that because of this I'll be able to visit for first times and stuff like that. So I am excited for all that. So I'll travel whenever I have the chance, right? Um, but just to see, I just want to see, I just want to be a part of the whole bomb global growth and see where we're at in a year from now. So that's all I mean, I'm just excited for it all. It's all new to me. So anything right now that's positive is excitement for me, you know?
That's
It's
awesome.
it's new.
That
It's
is
I mean,
amazing.
let's see what happens. Let's go back. Let's ask me that question in a year from now. Like, what
I
have you
sure
done? Well, let's see what
will.
have you done in the whole year. Hmm.
Yeah, so that means we have to bring you back on the show, and we're going to have another interview. And probably by that time, we'll have our own show. We're still working that out. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about you tapping into possibly writing your first book. That's amazing. That's exciting. No, don't give me that
I've
face.
thrown I
It's a.
I no. I throw some stuff. I throw some stuff in there. We can talk. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I've started like I've been diarrhea at the laptop. You know what's going on. I just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
We'll
it'll
figure
come
that
out.
out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So just
But
tell
I
us.
mean, mhm.
You mean what?
No, go ahead. Ask me my question.
This is how we are on the phone. And I did that on purpose because sometimes like we both have a same at the same time we both have something to say and we're like, no, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. And I know I'll remember and she knows she'll remember, but then we tend to forget sometimes like, oh my God. So I just had to point that out. Um, but yeah, I just want to tell you I love you. Thank
I
you.
love you.
You've been amazing. I
Thank you.
can't wait for what the future holds for us. It's just the beginning. We're just getting started. We have more mountains to climb, and I know that we will be standing together triumphantly right on top at the peak. And then we'll climb back down and we'll do it all over again
Hmm.
until we see the change that we want in the world when it comes to women leaders really having that platform and that stage and that place where they can shine with us together so that we lift them up to go beyond, what we're doing. And I know that you have been just so supportive to like all the women and really vouching for them and really just giving being their cheerleaders as well, which has been a beautiful thing to watch. And I know that you do that so expertly because you've done it for me for many many years, and I'm just glad to be on this journey with you, and I can't wait to see what else we have in store. So I'm going to give you the final few moments to just give your last comments about Ladies of Leadership and why people should join our mission.
Because women rule the world.
I love
I
it.
mean, what else is there to say about ladies in leadership? If if you want to be in a community where you want to empower women and have no, how do you say, I won't say no filter, but where you can be vulnerable and not have to be judged or questioned or anything, it that's the place to go. That's the place to be. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna get nothing out of it, and look at where I'm at. I mean,
Absolutely.
again, it's all baby steps, but if it wasn't because of them showing me by just simply listening, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just listen for the most part. And with that alone is inspiring enough.
Yeah, you're so right. And that's even, this is Ladies of Leadership. And that's exactly what, when I came on this journey a year before our event, and I had no expectation, for a quick second, I felt like I wasn't worthy of being in the room with the A-listers, as you say, right? But
Hmm.
that like totally removed once I opened my mouth, once they started talking and accepting me and just being um that that community that we've been longing for, right? And it has just been absolutely amazing. And I feel like that's what Ladies of Leadership does times 10, because we definitely highlight you. We definitely make sure that you are um, seen, you're noticed, you're practicing on your messaging, you're growing the techniques and things that I have learned that have helped me become successful within the last year and many years before, but specifically in the last year, and being able to share that and being able to see people grow and build their podcasts and do the things that they say they're going to do and keep that accountability within the sisterhood has been absolutely beautiful. So we're actually throwing our first retreat in Isabela, Puerto Rico next year, August 8th to the 11th. So if you want to join in on that, definitely connect with us. You can find out everything we're doing on www.buildingaleadershipmindset.com. But also a new and final update that we have as well is that our Empowered to Inspire, not only is it going on tour, but that's an open community. We are accepting everyone in that community. We have a free base community and we do have a membership community. But I just want to let the ladies know that if you are not in Ladies of Leadership and you join the Empowered to Inspire community, you also have Ladies of Leadership. So that's a 2-for-1 special. That's going to go on for a lifetime. We're merging our brands together and just making sure that, again, we're touching as many lives as we can, empowering them in any way, and just showing the true true leverage, advantage, opportunities of being in a community in the greatest ways, and how it has helped me launch. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. I absolutely love you, girl. We'll be chatting right after this. But have a great day. And as I always say, make it count.
Make it count.